right, put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Check in, check in, check in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on now. Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. Top of the morning, top of the morning. This is a update. This is an update. Make sure you are checking in. Let's warm it up. Let's warm it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's warm it up. All right, yes, yes. Get in here. Get in here. Top of the morning. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what's happening. I actually have 3 cases to cover. One is a surprise, a high-profile surprise that I can't talk about it until I'm set up, cameras up, and then I'll go live on that case. But it's a high-profile case. You know what I tell you guys? I go fishing for my stories. I go fishing. We will be continuing the coverage of the Miles Bryant trial as well as YSL. And yet last week there was an interesting development in the YSL trial. So I have to toggle between 2 courtrooms and then 2 different counties. So it's going to be a busy day, a very busy day. But let's talk really quick about my coverage last week on the Miles Bryant trial. It was pretty difficult to cover that trial because of the evidence that was shown on Friday. And it was only 2 times in my entire career that I can remember that really moved me. I'll just say that. That I had a reaction to some of the evidence. And this was one of those times. And this was when the medical examiner in the Miles Bryant trial, Dr. Terry, was explaining to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, consisted of primarily women, and I'll give a breakdown of the jury later, but she was describing how the remains was found and how she concluded or couldn't conclude the cause of death, but based on the way where her remains was found. And when I say remains, there was skeletal remains because Susanna was in the woods for over 196 days. And of course, there was a search party looking for her. And we saw last week that Lieutenant Xavier Biggers broke down on the stand. And at the time, I understood he said why he broke down and why he was feeling the way he felt. It was because it was a young girl. He's explained he has a daughter, and what I didn't know, and what many people in the media, the public didn't know, was what he saw that he couldn't talk about. He saw Susanna's remains. He saw the skeletal remains of a young lady that he promised the family that he would locate. And when I tell you, when the Dr. Terry placed on the monitor the images of her skeletal remains positioned like a body, it was a juror crying. There was the mother, the sister. There were members behind me because the family members of Susanna sits directly behind the media. And when I tell you, every time I turned around to my right and looked over my shoulder, I saw Susanna's Sister Jasmine, and then I saw the other individuals in the courtroom just crying because it was you got to think about this. No one wants to remember their loved one in that manner, and for someone to leave her out there like that, didn't think about the family, nothing, didn't do anything for them to find her. It was evil, pure evil, and it really moved me. It bothered me, to see the family having to watch what I was watching. And while I had a Rule 22 to record the entire proceedings, I chose not to show none of the remains. Not to show it, not to take a picture of it, not to ever have to see it again. Because it was enough for me. It was enough. And as I looked over at Miles Bryant, the defendant, I was disgusted. And I know that people say, well, you gotta have a certain type of composure being part of the media, but I'm a human. So it bothered me. And I think the judge saw it bothered me as well. And she was staring directly at me. I'm like, Judge, we didn't get a trigger warning for this. But, So he's expected to take the stand, Miles Bryant, either today or tomorrow, whenever the prosecution rests their case. But I'm going to have to say, I believe the prosecution did a good job with presenting the evidence. A very good job presenting the evidence. And something else I noticed was the defense team of Miles Bryant kept their back to him. I've never seen that before. Because you got to remember, the jurors are watching that defense table when this evidence is being presented. They want to see his reaction as well. Led by Attorney Drake and her co-counsel, they did not interact so much with their client. And that was telling. Because we seen in the O.J. Simpson trial, we seen Bob Shapiro, we seen Johnny Cochran, we seen the lawyers representing O.J. Simpson closely connect with O.J. Simpson. Sean Hawley was a part of that trial. They knew what the impression the jury would have if they did not connect with their client. Even though O.J. was accused of killing Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson by beheading them. And they knew this going in, but they also knew that their job was to win an acquittal for their client. I don't see this defense team making a good argument, a good point at showing the jurors that their client might not be guilty. And we know this is the case because Attorney Drake said in her opening, you may not like my client in the end of this trial, and he might be guilty of something. What an opening. What an opening. That is, she's prepared the jurors to expect the worst. She prepared the jurors to expect the worst. I don't know why this guy didn't take a plea. I mean, we heard the prosecutor state that There was a plea offer, and it was life without. That's the plea offer, life without. And the judge can make the determination to give him probation or not. I don't see this judge. If he would have took the plea, I don't see this judge. While I have never seen a ruling, but I don't think she would have did that to the family and gave this guy a way out. But at this point, the family had to look at the remains like everyone else did in that courtroom. And he put them through that because he could have avoided that. He could have avoided the family having to relive the horrific images of their loved one. But he decided to crank up the jury. He decided to put it all on the table. Why do you think he did that? Because he's a freaking narcissist. Evil demon. You cannot tell me that those options should not be considered strongly. And the defense team probably said, look, you're going to get, this is my opinion, you're going to get convicted. You're going to get convicted. Why put the family through this? It's nothing you can say that would justify leaving her body there, putting the family through 196 days of not knowing where their loved one was. 196 days. Think about that. But you were a member of the law enforcement and you use your shield to lure Susanna in your car. Think about that. Then you had zip ties in your car. In his personal vehicle. It was testified by one of the investigators, crime scene investigators, that he had special zip ties in his car. He had zip ties in his car. She said that's normally she hasn't seen that in a person's personal vehicle. Just think about that. So here's the bizarre thing that I kind of shared with some of you guys. His ex-girlfriend, the one that we did not put on the camera, I learned something during the break. And that was that I knew her. I knew her parents. And they approached me during the lunch break because they had masks on. And they said, Dennis. And I knew the family. I'm not going to tell you who the father is. He's in the music industry. He's in the music industry. And we were in the studio during the Versus battle, like around the time of the Versus battle with another high-profile artist. But his daughter dated this guy. His daughter. I remember the daughter when she was young. She's about maybe 14, 13. I remember the daughter when they start talking, and the mother showed me the phone. She said, I still have your number. Sure enough. I'm like, wow. Of all the all the cases I cover, and this is in Gwinnett County, who would have thought that not only would I run into the family members of the woman who dated this individual, but I learned yesterday that this individual came to the recording studio with her. And one of my good friends is a super producer. We talked about this yesterday. So it's interesting that I'm covering a case with so many different connections to this individual. It's kind of scary. Like, damn, this guy was in the studio with us. Well, not with me per se, but. And what the family told me was that this guy had stayed over at their house, coming in and out and everything, and he had the key to the house and everything. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Crazy. I can't read the comments, ladies and gentlemen. I'm driving, so I don't know. I'll read them once I get off live. But let me let you guys know I will be still covering that case, but I have another high-profile case that I have to be at today, and I'll have cameras in the courtroom for it. It's one that you guys been kind of waiting for. But yeah, I can't say too much because they be ear hustling. They be listening. Okay, all right. Let's see here. We're bumper to bumper, so maybe I can snatch this up and read some of the comments. Hold on. Hold on. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Mods, stay on it, mods. Stay on it. Pam Battle, welcome, Pam. Pam. What's that name? That name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? Wait a minute. What's going on here, Pam? So I didn't put a title in this. I just went live. I did that intentionally. I didn't put any thumbnails up. I just went live on this one. The next one, you guys want to be tuned in. Oh, I'm reading the comments now. Yes. So yeah, I did need the box of tissues, my damn self. I'll be honest, I need the box of tissues. It was too much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. It was too much. I wouldn't wish this on anyone having to sit through that crap. And I say crap, I mean what he did. Allegedly. Not allegedly, because he's probably gonna get on the witness stand and say that it was an accident. I've seen this play out before in the New York trial involving a young woman who got strangled in Central Park by this. I want to tell you what his name is. It was the Preppy murder in New York City, and this individual said that he killed the woman during rough sex in the park, but ultimately found guilty of manslaughter and received 25 years. And I'm going to tell you, Robert Chambers. I don't know if you guys remember that case, but Google the case, Robert Chambers. It was a case I covered in New York many years ago. You guys probably, half of you probably wasn't even alive. Well, some of you probably were. But it was a Robert Chambers case in New York City where he was accused of and convicted of killing Jennifer Levine. Last name was Levin. Jennifer Levin. Jennifer Levin was her name. Jennifer Levin was her name. But Google the case. It was years. It's been over 25 years because he did his time and got out and went back to jail for drugs. And it was a preppy murder because he went to a prep school and dropped out. And I believe she went to a prep school as well. But yeah, that was a. That's why I think his defense is going to be that he killed her during rough sex or whatever the case, strangulation. Because I've seen this play before, and I'm only speculating, but we'll learn in the next day or two what his defense is. What his defense is. But he can't get around the fact that he's a member of law enforcement. He lost his gun, and had he not lost his gun, it would probably be virtually impossible for them to connect the dots. And they might have been because of some of the things he was doing through using his phone. They might have connected, but he wouldn't have been I don't think he would have been someone they would have been honing in on as a suspect. But leaving the gun at the crime scene was the stupidest thing that he could do. But he's stupid. And it was his gun. It was his gun. I don't usually speculate on cases, but it's my belief this guy is guilty as the sunlight shining now. So don't get mad at me. I've seen a lot in my life. And this one here, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have no doubt that he did something diabolical like this. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. I'm sorry. At this point, you're going to have to show me otherwise, because I'm leaning towards guilt right now. I'm leaning towards guilt. He's presumed innocent, but I'm right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm leaning towards guilt. I'm almost where I need to be at. I'm probably about 15 minutes away, but I'm almost where I need to be at. I'm going to have to place this phone back up on the cradle. Stand by. All right. How you gonna drive a vehicle with black smoke coming out of your vehicle? You're creating a whole screen about to get people killed. What the heck? Okay. I'm gonna read your comments, ladies and gentlemen, once I get the opportunity to read it. But right now, we bumper to bumper. I can't take my eye off this road. Woo! Yeah. Oh, by the way, I put a lot of videos involving the infamous in the membership section. I might privatize all of them. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to privatize all those videos. But I definitely put it in the membership section. You're probably saying, why, Mr. Bryant? Why you put in the membership? Nah. I'm good on that. Stay in the membership. That person hasn't earned the right for me to put it in private. But I'll keep it in membership. But I've been reading your comments. I've been seeing your comments, and I've been reading it, and I've been taking everything under advisement. And yes, so I've been contemplating on what should I do with some of those videos. It really does nothing for my brand, so it has helped building the numbers, but that's not what I'm all about. So I will listen to the audience and you guys tell me what you think. Come on, man. Just stay in your lane. People do the most in the morning. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Yeah. Crazy. They hold up all the lanes just to move over. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even end the live because I want to read some of the comments. When I pull over, I can read it. I got a few minutes. Yeah. Okay. I'll be coming around. Hang in there, people. Hang in there. Act like you're watching the body cam footage. You know how you watch the body cam footage when the cop pulling up? He just turns his body cam on. Okay. All right. About 3 more minutes and I will reach my destination. 3 more minutes. Uh-oh. Whoop, 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 whoop. I saw a cop on the side of the road. Another one. Oh, they got the cops out heavy. Let me get over. All right, there we go. Okay, here we go. Woo! Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Miss Betty, you retracted a message. What did you do, Miss Betty? You retracting messages? We had the light. Okay. Oh, okay. You remember the okay. You remember the college preppy case. Okay. I'm not breaking the law. What are you talking about? Who's breaking the law? I'm not breaking the law. Okay. Yeah, in the comment section snitching. Stop snitching in the comment section. We're gonna pull this up right here. All right, stand by, guys. Oh yeah, that's that New York driving. Should know about parallel parking. I'm old school. I don't like using the backup camera. I like to turn my head around. Plus, because of my condition, I have to. Listen, what condition Mr. Bryant has? Some of you know, some of you don't. Okay, here we go. We here. Okay, now where we at? Okay, hold on. Okay, where we at? I'm parked. Okay, all right. All right, what time is it? Okay. Okay. Microwave plays. There you go. There you go, microwave. Let's see. Miss Betty said the defense lack of interaction and the opening statement signaled that the defendant is guilty. Hello. All right. Oh yeah, OJ out of here. Man, she never lied. The attorney Drake never lied. The defense, I mean the jury's going to hate him. I'm sure they do. I am Miss Betty. I'm covering it. We're going to start the stream shortly, as a matter of fact. I'm going to see you guys in a little while. We're going to set the stream up, but I'm going to be in another courthouse, and I'll be back in that courthouse later. But it's a high-profile case I got to cover that you guys don't know about yet, but you'll know about it probably within the next hour. With that said, I appreciate everyone coming in. I really do. I'll see you guys soon. With that, I'm out.